allow your experience to define you. As a matter of fact, define you. Fail does not mean you should remain a failure, or that you fail does not mean you should remain on the floor. I dream glory. You get my point? You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
That's the way it was. You was good on the low for favor.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited. Thank you so much for taking out time to watch my recent video on delay. Thank you for the comments, all of the engagement, the feedbacks. I'm so excited. Do me a favor, if you're yet to subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section as well. Let me know your thoughts on this particular video and share with your friends and your loved ones basically. Thank you. Before we move into today's video, I'd like to issue a disclaimer that knowledge does not end with me, right? So anything that I put out here, let us know your thoughts on this particular subject, because I feel like it is a very delicate topic. Let us also hear from you and learn from you as well. So basically, what is inferiority complex? Inferiority complex is a feeling of inadequacy, feeling like you're not up to, feeling like others are better than you. Truth is, a lot of us has actually been in a position where we felt like, you know what, let me just step back, let me just go back into my shelf because someone else is better off than me. Oh, that is like, I mean, oh, the greater one has arrived, let me just go back. I don't know, maybe it could be sometimes academically, maybe in your field of business, in your field of studies, in your career, and so many other things, and we feel like, okay, I am not enough. As much as that is quite relatable and understanding, some actually have the extreme of that. They feel like they are perpetually in the state where they feel like anybody else but not me. Anybody else can go for that interview but not me. I feel like I am not qualified. Anybody else can do it, and they just like talk down on themselves. I stumbled sometime on a quote by Anthony Trollope where he said, never think that you're not enough, because people will take you so much on your own reckoning. That is to say that if you always think that you're not enough and you keep talking down on yourself, people eventually will treat you as much as you think of yourself. They'll talk down on you as well. They'll look less of you. Basically, what you think about yourself has a long way to go in your life. Now, let's talk about reasons why people feel inferior. Yes, the first reason is comparison. Oftentimes, we try to measure off our life based off on another person's life, forgetting the fact that everybody has a different race. Everybody's life cannot be the same. I mean, like, my time is different from your time. My life is different from your life. I mean, that is how God has actually destined. It's like the time you're destined to get married might not be the time someone else is destined to get married. The time someone else is destined to buy a car is not the time you're destined to buy a car. So stop putting yourself under unnecessary pressure. I feel like we put ourselves under unnecessary pressure. Comparison is a thief. It will steal your joy. It will steal your focus. The time you're supposed to focus on yourself, the time you're supposed to focus on achieving something important in your life, you'll be using it to chase something that you will never eventually catch or lay hold on. So it will be like a waste of total time. At the end of the day, you'll be literally frustrated. So one of the reasons people feel inferior is because they measure their life based off on another person's life, forgetting that we are all different. The second reason is failure. It could be past, it could be present. Failure. Oh, because maybe you were in a relationship that didn't work out. You got to the stage where you guys took pre-wedding pictures. Everybody was in the know of the union or the relationship, and eventually didn't work. Like, you're feeling like anybody else can be in a relationship, not me. Or maybe you took an examination that you failed. You're feeling like, I am dull. Or maybe you're learning a handwork with someone who is doing better than you, and maybe your boss is constantly reminding you that someone is actually doing better than you. You're feeling like, oh, it means I'm less of myself. No, that you fail does not mean you should remain a failure. Or that you fail does not mean you should remain on the floor. People fail. Sometimes failure is as a result of inadequate knowledge. So it is a reminder that, oh, you need to add more knowledge to the area of your life that you failed. And other times, failure can be a pointer that you do not belong to a particular place, right? Because everything is not for you. Everything is not for everybody. We all have areas that we're better off, right? So find out the area that suits you. Find out the area that best, fits you, and stick there. So how do we deal with inferiority complex? The first thing is accept and admit that everything is not for you. You need to come to terms with the fact that everything is not for you. Everything is not meant for you. It may be difficult, it may be a bitter pill. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that's the truth. Everything is not for you. Every life is not for you. You cannot be everything. You are not rainbow. So you cannot have all the colors. I am sorry, but that is the truth. You need to admit that everything is not for you. Yes, you so much admire that lady who knows how to dress very well, or you want to sing very well. You like the fact that after every Sunday service, or you like the fact that after every show, people just go and meet the person and they are taking selfies. Oh, I love your voice, I like your voice. Only that one, you have told yourself that me too, I must go into music. And you don't have the voice, and it's not for you. And deep down, you can paint very well. You want to go into baking because someone else is baking and is putting it on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and people are telling the person, oh, you are so industrious. Oh, you now tell yourself, okay, now I want to go into baking. Not because you're passionate about it. Now, don't get me wrong, it is very good to be adventurous, right? It is very good to learn different things, but I am saying that not at the detriment of your mental health, not at the detriment of your peace. I mean, don't do it because you're trying to prove a point. Do it because you really want to do it. Do it because you really want to do it. Do it because it gives you joy, because you're excited about doing it, because you want to try new things, right? Don't do it because, oh, Mr. A is doing it, just because Mr. A is doing it, and you don't want to feel left out. Some persons derive pleasure in trying new things just for the sake of it, which is not a bad idea. But doing something because you want to prove a point, that is where I'm coming from. No. So the next point on how to deal with inferiority complex would be discover what works for you and stick with it. You can also rephrase it and say discover what is for you. To be honest, everybody cannot do everything. Sometimes we get frustrated because we try to fit into someone else's normal that is literally not our normal, and it is so difficult, and I will explain. Some persons find it very easy to paint someone in less than 30 seconds, right? And for you literally struggle to even paint a finger in 30 minutes, right? And it is not your fault, because that is not your normal. We find in a class sometimes there are some persons who don't really read, but they are the ones stopping the class. They don't really struggle. Like 3 hours, they are done consuming all the materials they need to consume to pass an examination, and you're there 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. You're still not comprehending, right? And it is not your fault. It doesn't mean that you're dull. It doesn't mean that you're not smart. It is not just your normal. So you know that, oh, I need to take extra hours to study for this exam before I can pass it. I need to work harder to get what other people get easily. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you're dumb. It doesn't mean that you're not smart. It is just an indicator that it is not your normal. And on the other hand, there are some things that you find very easy to do that other people find it very difficult to do. So it doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't give you a reason to feel like, okay, let me draw back a little. Let me also cite this example. There are people that are very vocal. They can talk to people. They have a good skill of communication. And there are other people who are quite reserved, and they are great thinkers. Maybe you're in a group where someone who is more vocal is always being called upon. We need a representative, and they're like, okay, let's say the person's name is Alice or whatever, and they're like, oh, Alice, come and represent us all the time. Please don't feel offended. Talking and communicating and representing a group in that light might not be your normal. Don't feel like you are dull. It shouldn't give you a reason to now be bending your head. No, please, it is not your normal. Maybe you're a good thinker, maybe you're a good cook, you're a better cook. There's an area that you're so very good at it. Please embrace it, go crazy about it, publicize it if you need to, carry it on your head. If anybody is trying to throw it on your face that see you know you cannot even talk, you cannot even speak fluently, tell them, I cannot speak fluently, but I think you should come to my house and come and taste my food. That's your strength. You should be proud of it. No talent is less inferior to the other because the giver is the same. God is the giver of all talent. So he did not tell us that, oh, there is one talent that is no. Although there are people who are out there and there are others who are the background, collectively we help each other to grow. So please don't ever let anybody make you feel less of yourself. Don't give anybody that so much power. They don't have that right. Yes, let's say you're a lady, you cannot afford a human hair and you have your synthetic hair. Please rock it with pride on your way to achieving or buying your own human hair. You don't have a car, someone else has a car. Embrace the days of your Mercedes Benz and walk it and trek it the way you should trek, and enter the keke, the bike, whatever it is, and just enjoy yourself on your way to your destination. Don't allow your experience to define you. As a matter of fact, define your experience. Don't allow your current situation to determine the totality of your life. No, it is a phase and it will pass, and you need to understand this, right? Because the way you think about yourself is going to reflect in literally every area of your life. So you need to think better of yourself. Let's move. So let me give 2 indicators of inferiority complex and we are done. And also know that every point that I've highlighted, there is more to it. You might want to read more, you might want to Google more, you might want to search more. Now, the first thing is, don't try to be better off than someone else. I don't know the example that I will use, but let me try. Maybe someone did something and then maybe it's your turn now to do your own. The only thing that you're thinking is, oh, you know, Mr. A did this thing when it was her turn, or when it was his turn. Me, I have to do a better version of it. You want to prove a point. You're constantly struggling to prove a point. Calm down, no. The reason why you are doing it is because you want to be better than someone. You want to prove a point. You want to show that, even me too. You are going to steal your own joy. You are going to put yourself in so much trouble. Please do it because you are excited. Do it because you want to do it. Don't try to prove any point. Don't try to outshine. You're constantly trying to outshine someone. You're constantly trying to do better than the other person. Like the other person is your standard of measurement. So if the person should go to A, you want to go to Z. Calm down. The second pointer is withdrawer of compliments. I chose this one because it's something that I feel like most of us can actually relate to, right? There are some persons, you will admit with me, you will never hear them give people good compliments. They will not. I posted something on my Instagram story the other time. By the way, follow me on Instagram, it is Daniels, and I'll follow you back. Just tell me from YouTube. I posted something on my Instagram story. I saw it on someone's post and I shared it on my Instagram story, and it reads, people will always tell other people congratulations for doing the same thing that you do, but they will never tell you congratulations, right? Sometimes people feel like, when I come and tell you congratulations, when I come and tell you are looking beautiful so that your head will be swelling up, Abby. Like you don't want to make the other person feel like, oh, you're actually doing a good job. Please, I'd like to encourage you. If someone is doing something and is actually nice, give out that compliment. Give out that compliment. Be deliberate about putting a smile on someone else's face, right? Because life is a seed. Whatever you sow, whatever you do to someone, it goes into your future accounts and waits for you. You will repeat eventually. So give out that compliment. Say something nice to that person, right? Say something good to that person. Say something that will put a smile on that person's face, and say something that will encourage that person. And this compliment, like refusal, is two-sided. There are some persons who don't like to admit that someone else is doing better, and there are other persons that when you give them compliment, they will not even say thank you. They will not give it to you back. Compliment is something that should be reciprocal. You should give as much as you take in compliments. Don't just be the one always receiving compliments or waiting for people to compliment you. I mean, you are not God, right? You are not God. God is the only one that to him alone the praise is due. You give it to him, and even if he doesn't give it to you back, it's not a problem, because said he will not share his glory with anyone. So please calm down and let us be giving each other compliments. Thank you. The next, which is the last point, is validation. Constant crave for validation. Like, you want people to validate you. You want people to validate what you want to do before you do it. If Mr. A does not tell you that this clothes you want to buy is good, you will not buy it. Or if you go to a party and nobody endorses your gorgeousness and your handsomeness, it means you're not looking handsome that day. You want somebody to tell you that, oh, you look so beautiful. If not, you'll be feeling like, hey, I beat this clothes, I will not fine. Wait till I go wear like this, who send me? No, my love. Before you leave your house, look into the mirror and tell yourself, I be beauty and I be spec. Hey, I dream glory. You get my point? You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. Okay, yeah. On a serious note, like, tell yourself, I am beautiful, I am okay, I am enough. Just like Anthony Trollope said, right? Never think that you're not enough. You are enough. You are okay. You are all that it takes to be where you are, all that it takes to fulfill God's purpose for your life. So you are very, 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 very enough. You are a somebody. You put up a post on social media, you don't get as much like as the other person, or as much comment as the other person, and you're already feeling like, oh, they don't like me like they like her. No. I think I should even start doing it, right? If you post a picture, first line, oh, see beauty. Girl, you are so fine. Boy, you are so handsome. Beauty and brains. Hype yourself. Give it to yourself. If you don't, because people will treat you as much as you treat yourself. So give yourself all that it takes to what? That compliment that you're waiting for someone else to give to you before you feel validated, give it to yourself. You deserve that compliment from your own self. So thank you so much for staying until the end of this video. Like I said earlier, I feel and I know that you have something to add to this point, so please put it down in the comment section. And I sincerely didn't want to make this video so long, so I kind of withheld some information. Let me know if you want us to do like a second part of this topic as well. Thank you so much. See you next time. Subscribe.